Hello everyone and welcome back to the second episode of the Coding Grind. Today I got a new challenge for us. Essentially what we have is a stream of data is received and it needs to be reversed. So each segment is 8 bits long, meaning the order of these segments needs to be reversed. For example, we have the first byte being all ones, second byte being all zeros, third byte being half zeros, half ones, and then the fourth byte being 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. And it should become, the fourth byte should be the first byte and the output. The third byte of the input should be the second byte of the output. Second byte of the input should be the third byte of the output, and the first input should be the last output. So I can think of a few ways to go through this. And also something very important. The total number of bits will always be a multiple of 8. So basically, and we're given this integer array here, so this is what we need to reverse essentially. So first things first, we need to find out how many bytes we're dealing with. So we could just have int bytes equals data.length divided by 4, or divided by 8. So since we're always getting a multiple of 8, it's safe to do this. Otherwise I would not recommend this. So now that's how many bytes there are. So now we should loop through those bytes. I equals 0, I is less than bytes, I plus plus. So now in this loop, we're gonna want to go through each. We're gonna go through 8 characters every time. Well, in this case, numbers. We want to go through position 0 through 7, and then 8 through 13, 14 through 23, and so on and so forth. So let's see here, what would be the best solution to do this? So we can just say for int j equals 0, j is less than 7, j plus plus. So now in this loop, I want to handle the assignment to the new array that we want to send back. So I need to actually make that real quick. So int results. We know how big it's going to be because it's going to be the same length as the array that's passed in. So there we go. So now we have that. So we're always going to be returning results here. And basically now we just want to do the reverse of the original array. Okay, so I'm actually going to need a way to keep track of the index that I'm working with so I know which byte I'm on. Obviously 0 through 7 is not going to work. It's just going to repeat the first byte over and over again when we go to assign it. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to make another variable called index, and I'm just going to say it is I times 8. So every time we loop through the outer loop, this will get reset to something new. And then here in the inner loop, we can reference it, and it's going to be a good way to keep track of where we're at in terms of if we're through 0 to 7 or 8 to 13 and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and start with the assignment. We're going to assign results, and then we want results at index plus j to equal data at, what do we want it to be? We want it to be in segments of 8 here. So actually I'm going to make a new index really fast. So let's see, it's called data index. What is data index going to be? It's going to be bytes minus 1 times no, actually bytes minus 1 minus I times 8. Make sure, there we go. Okay, so bytes is always going to be 1 more than what we want here because we want to start. So in this case, if bytes is 4, okay, so bytes by 4 minus 1 is 3, and then for the first loop, with I being 0, it'll be 3 times 8. So we'll be starting at 24 instead of 32 if I were to just say bytes here instead of the bytes minus 1. So that's the reasoning behind that. But I think that's what we want. So then we want data index plus j, just like that. And I think with this, this should reverse everything just fine and keep it in segments of 8. So with that, I'm going to start my testing and see what we get. Okay, so I'm back. So after a little bit of testing, I found that this actually does not work. So I have some output over here. So this is from our original example up here. So we can see that the first byte came through just fine, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. But when you get to the second byte, notice how we're missing a 1 here. See, there's 4 ones in the output example. So actually, I did a little debugging, and I found where the issue is, and actually has to do with our inner loop here. So obviously, right now we're just going from j equals 0 up to j equals 6, but we actually want to include 7, so we just need a less than or equal to here. And then with that, that should be exactly what we want. So let's see here. Just like that. There's the first byte, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then here we go, 4 zeros, 1s, and then all zeros, just up for comparison right here, and then all 1s. So there we go. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.